Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the 5D News. I'm Julie. I'm here with my amazing sister, Sophie, and we're so excited for you to be joining us for this November 18 edition. So I hope you guys are having a good Mercury retrograde despite everything that's going on in the astrology. And today, Mercury retrograde re-enters the sign of Scorpio to add even more intensity as if we needed some more, and also begin in opposition to Uranus. So I think there's going to be a lot of, let's say, unexpected news, probably rebellions also is the energy of Uranus. It's the energy also of Scorpio. So let's see what we have today for you. I think we're going to have a fun show. Sophie, how are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. I think that I can speak for everyone saying we don't want that energy. Maybe collectively we want things to change for the better, yes, and the rebel energy, but I think in our personal life we had enough. 2025 was a year where I constantly gaslight myself every week saying the worst is over, we're good. So hoping that this year is going to get better soon.
Yeah, and that's a really good point. And I just want also to preface the show by saying that even though we might be seeing things in the world unfolding, let's say, a more negative path, or a path, let's say, with the digital ID and everything that we are seeing happening in front of our eyes, just remind yourself that we have like two major players in astrology, which are Saturn and Neptune retrograde still in a sign of Pisces, finishing up their big cleansing of the old energies until end of February of next year. So from now until end of February next year, I think it's going to be like a whole different world. I think we're cleansing a lot of the past ideologies, the past energies. So a lot of like the past karma is coming back at this time for us to liberate it, heal it, and also for a lot of people to be conscious and to be aware of what's really going on. So don't despair. I think 2026 also is a universal year one. We're now in a year 9. We're in a year of the snake with the Chinese astrology. So a lot is unfolding and not necessarily appearing to be hopeful. But I think next year, especially after like February, end of February, where we're going to have the conjunction of Saturn and Neptune at 0° Aries, plus the spring equinox, I think it's going to be a totally different world and a totally different frequencies. So
also, I just want to say thank you for everybody that took the time to tell us how much you resonate with our shows, with our energies. We really appreciate your comments, and we are absolutely grateful for everybody that says those things. Absolutely. I have a lot of comments that I receive in personal one-on-one consultations lately. So I really wanted to take that moment to say thank you so much. And we're super happy that you resonate with our frequency. And yes, we are always trying to approach things with no preconceived notion as much as we can, and just letting the cards talk what they want to say, and we are accepting of what is coming in. We don't claim that we already know what is there, and we're open to what they have to say. And if you resonate with this, I think that this means that you are, in a sense, a true truther, because we're able to question everything constantly. Yeah. And this is what we are trying to bring.
That's such a good point, Sophie. Thank you for bringing that up. And if you do want to show your support to us and to the show, we really appreciate it. You can just like this video. That's a very easy thing you can do to support the channel, and also subscribe to the channel. And talking about subscribing to the channel, we are having those show every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. And we just put also a new show here, The Sisters Investigate. So go check that out, and do make sure you are subscribed to the channel, and you also hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of our shows. And I know some of you guys have been telling us that you don't see or you don't have notifications whenever we put shows. Also, we've been kind of on and off Mercury retrograde style in the past weeks, not feeling well. I was also having a little vacay. But we're back to regular schedule as of today. So happy to see you all. And also we are simulcasting on our, I was going to say growing Rumble channel. I'm not sure it's really growing, but thank you guys for being here. And also do make sure you hit the subscribe, because sometimes we have like more views than the followers. Yeah. So which shows us that you're probably not subscribed. So thank you for everybody who are supporting the channel. And on that note, we're going to start talking about the Earth and the stars. So let me just, wow, okay, yeah. Where am I with my notes? This is a Mercury retrograde show. Okay, here we go. Subjects, and here we go. So we're going to talk about a little bit about the Earth and the stars. So first, we have a new moon in Scorpio on Thursday of this week, so on the 20th of November. And not all, of course, not all new moons and full moons are equal. And this is normal. Every month we have a new moon. Every month we have a full moon. So those are normal astrological transits. But this one is special because we're going to have the sun, the moon together, which is normal. This is a new moon. But also they're going to conjunct almost exactly Mercury retrograde, also in Scorpio. So it talks a lot about possible revelations, secrets coming out from the past, and a lot of things from the past that were previously hidden to our consciousness or awareness that are now going to be able to show themselves. And also, this new moon is directly opposite of Uranus, a planet of surprises, of breakthroughs, of unexpected events. So I'd like to ask the cards, what kind of events could be triggered by this new moon in Scorpio?
We have a train.
Okay, this one we can hear pretty well. It's fine, it's fine. And plus, I forgot to say, but also we have an activation of the past eclipses that we had in Pisces and Virgo, especially the Pisces lunar eclipse, where it was a 15-degree Pisces. And now, at the time of this new moon in Scorpio, we're having the nodes exactly at those degrees. So it's like a further activation of those this eclipse energies of endings, which is Pisces, of past karma, of like getting karmic results, karmic rewards. So let's see what the cards have to say.
Yeah, it's pretty much what I have. So the first card is the card of bound. So we have here the soul contract, the karmic, and your cords of attachments are part of it. Your contract, your anybody that you still have karma that is unresolved, anybody that you have ties to energetically that is limiting your potential, that is blocking you from your mission, that is draining your energy. We have the Emperor. So it's a call for you to gain some control over those who have control over you. So events, places, people, contract, anything that has some control over you. This is for you to just break through the chains and remove that. We also have this big call for the light worker happening in the same time. So the light workers would be amazing to have some kind of gathering from, if you have a tribe, a community, if you have some friends that are in this kind of energy, it would be an amazing time to come together and to do some kind of ritual to clear each other's energy and to reinforce your protection, to reinforce your vitality all together, and to just maintain that connection of you're not alone, you're not crazy, and here's some help to clear your energy, and here's some help to replenish your energy as well, all together. Ultimately, I think, we have reunion. Ultimately, I think this is what is the main energy. It's a gathering of like-minded soul in this moment. Hopefully you have some people, but it could be online as well. So you can also just join, there is some guided meditation, even if it's not live, you can sense that you're with a group, or you can picture yourself with your tribe. You can picture yourself with your guides. Just connect with souls, connect with good souls, please. Connect with people that are able to hold that protection for you, remove what is bad, and help you replenish yourself. When we're looking at the world, it says that it's pretty much dangerous for people in power. at this moment, because they may lose their status. They may lose their illusion of who they try to be seen as. And that could be seen in for the elite. That could be seen in any area where people are public image, have a public image. But that could be seen also for the smallest level of public image. That could be also a teacher, a boss, anybody that has some kind of authority or being seen in public. It's very dangerous to lose their image. So false guru could have also a bad time with this. The last thing I want to say with this is we have a lovely aspect in the same time. I don't know where it's coming from, but the cards are saying that it is a very good time to do some soul searching and to get rid of what was blocked completely, to reinforce your soul. Like that's what we saw for the group activity. But it says that it's very supported, the healing, the soul searching, the replenishing, and removing anything that has been blocked previously.
Wow. This sounds like a very, let's say, healing energy, and we have to be mindful to surround ourselves with that. Also energy that's going to be supporting. And you know what's funny? I have an appointment on Thursday night with my therapist. So I guess it's like the perfect timing to remove blockages, further work on that. So let us know what you're going to be doing, and if it inspires you to also maybe gather with some like-minded individuals. So I think this is a very positive, like if we're aware of this very strong energy, I think it could be very positive as far as like a new moon to change things and heal things from the past.
Yes. Is there something in that? I don't know if you have the astrology of that one. I don't want to put you on the spot, but is there something with Aquarius in this? Because I really feel it's about the authenticity. And if you're not in your authenticity and you're playing a role for humanity, there's going to be some reveal.
Well, as you know, like we have Pluto in Aquarius, but also this new moon is opposing Uranus, which is the ruler of Aquarius. And Uranus wants freedom, it wants authenticity, it wants liberation, to be able to be who we were meant to be. So yes, bingo on that. Okay, let's talk about something else here. This is from Tim from the community, so thank you, Tim. So apparently the asteroid Chiron is now forming rings. So as we know, like Saturn is the planet that's very famous for its rings, but it's not the only planet in our solar system. We'll also have Neptune, Uranus, and probably another one that I'm missing here. But also apparently we can grow rings as Chiron is doing right now. And Tim, very great question, is asking any astrological or spiritual significance to Chiron forming rings. So what does that mean, let's say energetically, spiritually?
Okay. And do you want to go with your astrology standpoint or just the cards?
What do you mean?
Do you want to, do you have something from the astrology standpoint for the rings, what they mean, or do you want me to go with just the cards?
Well, usually with astrology, what happens is that, let's say the earlier astrologers define the meaning of the planets. Let's say, for example, Saturn, and this is Chiron on the picture, I believe, but let's say if we take the example of Saturn, they made the rings part of the significance of Saturn being like a planet of boundaries, of limitations, and it's the last visible planet in our solar system. So the theme of boundaries, of borders is very, very present with the planet of Saturn. But also we have other planets and it's not necessarily part of their significance. So let's see what the cards have to say for Chiron here.
Super interesting. It says that the planet is changing energies and meaning, and it says it's going to ascend. But I think it's just doubling down, to be honest, on the meaning that it has. So the bad stuff is going to double, and the good stuff is going to double. Because what we have here is we have Psycho, We have ascension. We
Wow.
have bad health, which Chiron is also ruling that. We
Yeah.
have gaslighting, and we have begging. So I think that Chiron is going to just be more intense in both aspects. The more positive and the more negative aspect, they're going to just be more intense. I can take a few more cards on this.
This is interesting. And yeah, the Chiron is the planet of the wounded healer. It talks a lot about what we have to heal depending on where it is in our chart. It can talk about physical healing, but also past lives healing, spiritual healing, and where we can use this, let's say, challenge in order to help other people heal if we succeed the Chiron test in our chart.
Yeah. So the cards that I'm having are talking about how it's time in humanity to really force people to heal more. So it's going to become less stable. King of Pentacles reverse. So the less stable again, that means also that the good aspects are going to be much stronger. But the negative ones where you really need to do the work are going to be more seen, less vague, less mysterious, and more in your face. And to offer the choice, are you going to do the work, or are you going to fall victim of what is going to happen as consequences? And that's where we have Six of Cups, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Magician.
Wow.
It's really asking you, are you going to take responsibility in your healing, or are you going to be a victim of it?
And that's so fascinating because I think also it reemphasizes the theme of like humanity getting a little bit more polarized as far as like people taking accountability and taking their power back and waking up to spirituality, to whatever's happening in the world, but also people who choose not to embody fully their soul and, let's say, awaken in this lifetime. So I think Chiron is like, it seems to be a major player and also evolving because a lot of this awakening process is physical. And like the events in 2020 also have showed us that we can take accountability for our own healing and choose a path of ascension. So I think like it's so fascinating to see that Chiron is like playing a big role here in putting the things in our face that we need to awaken to.
Yeah, on the spiritual side, I think it's very challenging, of course, but it's very positive in a sense. Could accelerate your healing. But in terms of world events, what we have with this could mean that there's going to be challenges where we're being tested on which path we're going to take. And I don't know the astrology of it, where it's going to go and how long in the chart for the event of the world, but it seems to be making some kind of it seems to be growing to prepare for something big.
Yeah. that makes total sense. And like as we've seen in the world events, I feel like a lot of those big world events were to awaken the population. And if it hasn't succeeded yet, like it's probably because some souls need like bigger triggers in order to see the reality of the world that we're living in. And I feel also the conjunction that I was talking previously about between Saturn and Neptune at 0 degree Aries, which is the big event of 2026. And Aries is the physical body. So I think it's going to be a major portal of energy for people to take accountability and want to heal their own physical body and take their power back. And there's probably going to be like a counter, let's say, event or program that they have for us in order to prevent empowerment, personal empowerment, which is also the sign of Aries. Wow. Okay. Fascinating. Let us know what you think about that. I surely think that this is truly fascinating to see like how also the signification of planets evolve with whatever we need as far as our own human evolution. Okay. Let's now talk about something that I saw, and I think it's not on Prime yet, but it's a new documentary on chemtrails that's called climate trails. I think it's not released yet, but I haven't verified this. So let me know if you guys know this. Let's look at the preview of this documentary, and then we're going to ask questions for the cards.
Check out the trailer to this new Amazon Prime documentary.
What I put into my mouth. I can control what I feed to my child. I can control how I grow my food and if I want to spray pesticides or not, but I cannot control the experiments over my head.
Within an hour, it spreads out, it creates a blanket.
We're in a war. This is a war against me, you, our children, our grandchildren, and generations to come. This is war raged upon us.
These programs consist of spraying tons of patented aerosol pollutants into our skies without public consent. This includes aluminum, barium, strontium, and more.
It's targeting your food, your water, and it's coming in multiple different ways.
If people want to know if this is a real thing, states have bills to ban it.
I think they're...
So I'm not going to play the full thing because I'm pretty sure you guys know already what we're dealing with when we talk about chemtrails. I'm sorry, Sophie.
Oof, it's interesting.
Yeah, and what's interesting about it, of course, we all know that probably, everybody watching this, but it's interesting that it's going to get mainstream. That's what really fascinates me here. So I'd like to ask the cards, what will be the effect on this new documentary release on the general population?
Okay, the card that fell already is imprisonment reverse, trap reverse.
Okay.
We have discipline, consequences. I will show you the consequences. So to make everybody aware of the choices. I'm saying choices because I know I read the comments. I'm agreeing with you. It's not, we don't always know how you and I can just make some big change and make a choice. We get it, but it's collectively that we can do something.
Awareness, I guess, is like the major player here.
Yeah. We have boundaries and we have the giant. So it's supposed to force people to really come together and put a limit to what is there. But if it's not shared, if it's not having a lot of comment, reaction, it's not going to happen. Of course, it's true doing those kind of things, sharing those kind of videos, sharing those kind of having comments, interacting with it, that it's going to raise awareness, and this is what we can control in it.
Okay, well, I'm very surprised that it made its way to Amazon Prime. So can we ask the cards, like, what happened for this documentary, to be, let's say, presented to everybody on this platform?
Ace of Cup, the Magician, the Four of Swords, the Three of Pentacles, the Death and the Rebirth. It's just in terms of karma. I think this needed to be shown so that people can have free will. And after that, if nobody responds to it, it is a choice that we make.
Okay, and is it going to, let's say, inspire people to, or raise awareness for this program to stop in the near future? The cards want to talk.
Whew. Two of Swords. Look at this. Birds are removing the blindfold, and we have the Sun. Beautiful energy, and I think we have a card on the floor. Yeah, let me see.
And I love the fact that usually, like, the Two of Swords is a card where there's this blindfold, and we cannot see the truth. And this one is different because they're removing it, so it's like, no, you have to see the reality.
And that's exactly why I use multiple decks, because we can absolutely see the difference between some image. We have the Knight of Swords. So I think, yes, there is going to be some action. Once again, it's our responsibility all together to really share, comment, and interact with it as much as we can.
Okay. And show, like, the platforms that, yes, we're interested, like, put the little thumbs up and share it to people we know. And talk about it on platforms like this one. So, okay, thank you, Sophie. Let us know what you think. I think it's not out yet, but let's look at that documentary, definitely. Okay, the next item I want to talk about. Okay, so I came across a video on Instagram, which I'm going to share with you guys, about how allegedly AI might be killing the planet. So let's look at that and let's ask the cards if it's true or not after.
So AI is killing the planet. Asking ChatGPT to write one email is the equivalent of pouring out an entire water bottle or powering 14 light bulbs for 1 hour. AI runs on servers kept in hot data centers that need water to cool the equipment. It also requires a lot of energy to run these servers. One ChatGPT request requires nearly 10 times as much energy as a Google search. By 2027, AI could use the amount of electricity that Argentina uses in a year. Fossil fuels are the main source of energy used to power AI. Google's greenhouse gas emissions have risen by 48% in the last 5 years due to AI energy demand. So next time you use AI to write an email because you're too lazy or generate an image for a meme, think about the impact on the environment first. Our use of AI is killing the
Meanwhile, we're being taxed for carbon footprint and we're not allowed to have plastic straws, right?
Yeah.
So, okay, first of all, let's ask the cards. Is it true that the energy demand to use AI is damaging the earth?
So far, it doesn't show like that. So far, it's not there. But let me get the second row. So far, we have the inner voice. It says, I will inspire you to speak your truth. We have the lucky knight, which is abundance of money. We have the star. So it's not showing so far, but we do have something here that I want to bring up afterwards, the energetic aspect of AI as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to put that aside to remind myself to
and I think I just want to add as a random comment that I think what we're doing here as far as verifying with the cards is getting more and more pivotal because we're watching so much content also AI generated, so nobody knows nowadays, is it true, is it not true? It was already the case before, but now there's so much false videos. I saw one of Trump saying things about, was it immigration? But people were commenting, no, it's not true, it's AI. So it's this is getting crazy. And the only way you can really know is by using your own intuition, the cards and what we're doing here, right?
Yeah. So one thing that is very important is I think this is telling us to stop the doom scrolling because you're going to feed yourself of AI generated content and that maybe doesn't have anything positive in it, anything true in it, as opposed to when it was done by human, at least, even though people can lie or have false sources, it was done by human.
Yeah.
And I think there was a little bit more in it, but that's just
organical and organic rather. But I think what we can do is also support the real creators such as us, and every time I do follow some people, of course, on YouTube, and I make sure that I go on my subscribe videos whenever I'm looking for content because I don't want AI, YouTube to push the AI generated videos into my algorithm. I want still to follow real creators. Yeah. So go ahead. Sorry.
I do believe that there is some impact, yes, for the water. Okay. I do believe it is there.
So it's true that it's taking more water in order to cool the systems down.
Yeah. And I do believe in the air as well. So there is an impact. The bigger impact, though, is your vibration and your energy. So that's very interesting that it shows up because I clear that a lot these past days in sessions. So I was not even aware of this a couple of months ago. We have a good friend of ours that is a Reiki master, and she told me about how many clients she's seeing now that has this energy of AI and in you. So that's acting as an implant, an egregor, that is acting as almost like an entity, if you want, in your body, interfering with how you think, how you feel, who you are. And this is very important to remove it if you believe, of course, in energies. So, yeah. So it is showing up right here that it is impacting the AI isn't impacting your intuition, it is impacting your vibration. And in some cases, what it will do, especially this year, it is going to turn you away from your mission or delaying, or you're going to make the wrong decision, attracting the wrong partners, attracting the wrong people in your life in general, not just romantic, but the mentors, the friends, the advice. You're going to be cut off from your own intuition, but also your guides, and connecting instead to a matrix.
Wow. Okay. Mind blown. Not surprised, but I think this is so surprising that the cards they don't want to talk about the environment that much. They're like focused on the energetical, spiritual stuff, because this is the real deal.
Yeah.
Okay, last one in this category, and we've already kind of talked about dolphins before, but I want to show this video because I think this guy is going to another level with the dolphins and the birds. So let's listen to it, and then we're going to ask some questions for the cards.
Okay, this is one of the most shocking subjects I have ever stumbled upon. And you know, I've had some pretty out there posts. Did you know that dolphins are one of the only animals in the world that it is illegal to interact with outside of approved facilities like SeaWorld? And did you know that there is an ancient practice known as dolphin-assisted births? So there was a Russian man. He was a male midwife, if you knew that's a thing. He was a mid-husband, and he would help women deliver babies in the ocean. And interestingly, he noted a phenomenon where dolphins would be attracted to pregnant women. They would swim up to them, and they would start going in circles around these pregnant women and doing their sonar thing out of their mouth directing it at the pregnant woman's stomach. Now, there's all kinds of ancient folklore about dolphins being advanced beings. They have more folds in their brain, which means this is not how you, basically, you don't just tell someone's intelligence by the size of their brain. Otherwise, birds would be stupid, even though we know birds are very smart despite having a small brain. What else indicates the intelligence of an animal is the amount of folds in their brain. And each fold basically multiplies the amount of potential neural pathways and neural connections, and it can make them way smarter. Well, dolphins have a lot of folds in their brains. They may be way more intelligent than we even know. Now, here's where it's crazy. There used to be a dolphin-assisted birthing center in Hawaii where people flew from all over the world. This happened in the early 2000s up until about 2013 when something happened. And it's not what you think. And women would go and give birth with dolphins in the ocean. And they said to have painless births, faster births. And they tracked the children who were born from these mothers, and they exhibited abnormal capabilities, mentally enhanced mental function into their older ages. Now, some people think it's something to do with the frequency that the dolphin is emitting at the unborn fetus, and then it comes out and it's maybe done something with DNA. Now, dolphin-assisted birth in Hawaii is a niche practice involving a pregnant person swimming, a pregnant woman, I think is the proper terminology, swimming with a pod of dolphins. They actually called it dolphin-assisted therapy, DAT. But it lacks credible scientific backing. And this is where it gets crazy. In 2013 and 2015, a bunch of smear campaigns came out against this practice. How effing silly is it to give birth in the water with dolphins? And New York Times roasting people who have ever thought of or even fathomed doing this because it's so dangerous. Meanwhile, we know that infant, let's just say, it's statistically not very safe to give birth in a hospital if you look at the actual statistics of unfortunate things happening. And they went and shut down the birthing center. Even though people were freely, voluntarily going to it, that wasn't enough. It violated something, and you're not allowed to do it anymore. Now, this is an anomaly. I don't even know if this is allowed anymore. This picture was taken probably 7-8 years ago. But dolphin-assisted births. We're going to do a extreme...
Okay, so there's a lot of info in that video. Isn't that fascinating?
Yeah, I remember I think we covered that in the past video.
Yeah. But we talked about dolphins, like being pregnant in the water with dolphins and the frequencies helping in order to have a painless delivery. So we talked about this one, but I wasn't aware that there was a dolphin birth assisted center in Hawaii that has been shut down.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's start with the cards. Why don't they want people to interact with dolphins outside of regulated places such as SeaWorld and so forth?
Yeah, I was going to say, I remember that we pulled some card on it, but what it brings that is completely new for me, at least, is how they were able to track the babies, right? The people were born like that, and that they were possibly more healthy, new abilities. So that's extremely interesting. And we know how much fertility in women's health is something that is
a big target right now, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So what is your question?
So why don't they want people to interact with dolphins outside of regulated places?
It says, I will provide a sense of safety. We have liberation, we have sabotage, and we have solitude. And we have the fish, which is business and, okay. It shows up as, it's not, okay, this is completely nuts. I'm not saying that, I don't know how to take that information. It's almost saying that it's not an animal. It's almost saying that this is a creature that is completely coming from off-world or ancestry. Yeah. And it shows up that they try to control this, the dolphin in general, and to limit their interaction with us because of what they can bring. Otherwise, unless it is something that they can gain money out of it without interfering too much with not giving us the knowledge, not giving us the positive effect. So they're trying to make money, but limit the benefit that we can get out of it, and to make them enslaved in a sense.
And what would be the outcome of, like, if there were no regulations between interactions between humans and dolphins? If we would, let's say, interact more, what would be the outcome of our frequency, our evolution?
Well, that's the first card. I think that we would have a lot of benefit from interacting with them freely. The card of the strength represents how, well, we have the moon, the big moon in the back, and the strength normally is happening during the day. We don't have it during the night. The moon represents the feminine energy, and the strength represents healing from things from the past to be able to empower ourselves. So I think that the dolphin are there mainly with gift to offer to women, and to process also our emotions. So men also with their emotion, but women also more in a natural kind of connection way with women. And of course, with men with their emotion, they connect also to empower. Yeah. So it's been neutralized, this power, so it could not be used. And we can see the full moon right there with a lot of cloud, so that we are losing our sense of connection with it. So we're also losing a sense with the femininity, and losing a lot of power to heal and to empower ourselves. And we can see it's not the moon, but we can see the progression where we had the full moon, it's been hidden, and then I know it's the sun, but in this image, it's like this big moon is going away further and further. So detaching us from our femininity. We all have divine feminine, divine masculine, detaching us from our emotion, detaching us from the healing of it and our inner power.
Wow. Okay. And now let's ask, what's the effect of giving birth in water in the presence of dolphins?
Okay.
Because we talked previously about, like, a woman being pregnant, being close to dolphins, but I didn't know it was even a possibility to give birth in the actual sea with dolphins. So let's ask the cards. What would be the effect of giving birth in water, in the seawater, in the presence of dolphins?
Less time for healing. So recuperation is better. It says also that they would not be able to get a lot of money out of it. So less cost, of course.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah, because the money is everywhere. We have the teeth. We have the money.
And also, if, like, quicker recuperation, it's also less hospital costs. They're making less money with everything.
Less control over the woman, like we can see here. Less control over the woman. less authority also. So this opens the door of who is better to heal the woman's body and healing in general. So it opens the door to natural things. It opens the door to natural remedies. It opens the door to all other kinds that are not being able to be pushed through pills or
and also like not needing the medical system.
Yeah.
And like a lot of people are being, let's say, programmed into thinking that we cannot survive without the medical assistance. And of course, I know there's specific cases of, let's say, illnesses or situations where people are actually dependent on that. But like the natural tendency is also to be more self-sufficient when it comes to our own healing, as we saw also with the Chiron reading, right? So I think it also makes us more independent and taking our healing into our own hands and separating from the need of an authority to tell us how it should be done.
Yeah.
Woo. Okay. And last question on that. Okay. What makes those babies born in the seawater with dolphins? What makes them different?
Yeah. Just going to show you the cards. And those cards, I think they are talking about what they don't have. Okay. We have the mind.
They don't have disease.
Which is destruction, corruption, crumbling. So that could be early interaction with things we're not going to name here as soon as the first minute of birth. Submission. So this one, it says, I will make you feel powerless. And we have despair, melancholy, anguish, and sorrow. So I think that mental health, physical health, and also all the things that are programmed from the first minute of birth are not there. So that is, I think we are removing the damage and not necessarily already adding benefit, but I'm sure there is added benefit on top of it. But we're already just talking about just big things that are not there, and it's major.
It's like the soul is able to fully express itself from the first minutes of being on Earth, rather than when people used to do the frequency checks. Like, let's say the soul was at, let's say, 400 on the was it the Schumann? No, the Schumann resonance. I forget what scale it was, but like they were at 400, and then with the birth experience, like they lowered down to 200 or 100 because they experienced fear going through the birth canal and with like all the energies in the hospital and stuff. So I guess there would not be this decrease in frequency, and the soul is able to not have any blockage through its expression when it comes in. I think this is a big thing.
Yeah, it shows up like also that the system is not able to make a lot of money out of the babies that is just a minute old.
Wow, this is fascinating. Wow. Okay, now before we continue, and we're going to talk a little bit about politics because a lot is happening there. But before we do so, if you'd like to book your own reading, and she is very popular, especially with the holidays just about to around the corner. If you'd like to book your own reading, we have the 30-minute pre-recorded reading with Sophie. That is a video that's being sent to you, that's being done especially for you to answer your questions. Or also, if you prefer the live reading, we have the 1-hour tarot reading with Sophie and the 1-hour past lives reading. And Sophie, what do you think is like the biggest need or ask with the clients in this period of time, maybe with Mercury retrograde, with all the things, like we're healing a lot about the past, obviously. So what do you think is like the main demand?
Right now, the main demand is to cut the cords with the past, to end karma, to clear. It's really about finishing this cycle of year 9. We're at the end of a cycle of 9 years. We're at the end of that year of the cycle. So this is really what I'm seeing a lot of these days. And if you are interested in this, there is the workshop that I did about cutting the cords, purification, protection.
Yep.
And if you want me to help you with this, you can go to 30 minutes per record. You just write medical intuitive, which I will cut the cords, I will clear, and I will send you an email. Or you can also get the 1 hour tarot reading with me live, where we can do it all together.
And for all the appointments with Sophie, don't forget your your discount. I was going to say code and discount at the same time. Your discount code, which is Jupiter, to get 10% off your next reading, especially for you guys supporting this channel. So thank you again. The link will be down below. And yes, there is also the course on the Academy, which, and thank you to some people have taught me that it disappeared from the Academy at some point. So I put it back on, and yeah. It's back on it. So if you guys are wanting to also learn how to do that yourself, it's like very, very important and necessary information for us to know. Okay, so let's continue. And we're going to talk a little bit about politics. Okay. I'm having a very weird experience with my browser. Okay, so here I stumbled upon this video where apparently there is a huge shutdown in Italy. So apparently everybody's are in the streets protesting, and it says here the entire country of Italy shut down, and it's not being reported by U.S. news outlet. So this I verified. Nobody's talking about that in the mainstream media. And apparently there are also protesting against some superpower in the Middle East that are trying to gain control over their government, their decisions. So they stop working, they don't want to pay taxes, and they're basically crashing the economy by doing that. So, and I asked like an Italian friend of mine to see like if she knew about it. And she said like, no, because like everybody was outside Italy at the moment and nobody knew because it wasn't being shared on the news. So let's ask the cards. Let's start with, is it true that there is a major rebellion / shutdown in Italy as we speak?
Delays, obstacles, stolen, solitude, night and day. The answer is yes. The devil, closed group. So yes, but not the whole country.
Okay. Okay.
So I think that it is shown as bigger than what it is. That may be why the media are not picking up on this. It's because it's smaller than what they are showing up. But
they're never showing when it doesn't fit their narrative. Like they don't want to inspire other countries to rebel against, let's say, for example, digital ID and all that stuff. So they'd rather not show it.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's see a few cards on this. So we have Ace of Swords, the Moon, the Death card, the Queen of Swords. So it's not showing up as it is truly. What is interesting is that it's also very financial. So there's a very big component that is financial in this. It shows up that it is supposed to be very important and trying to move the economy, trying to move the politic aspect of it. But it shows up also as soon being over.
Okay. And will it inspire things to change like this? I don't know if we can call it a shutdown or a protest, but will it inspire things to change in the government in Italy?
Very short time.
Okay. But the good news is that it's not only happening in Italy, it's happening also in other places, such as in this post, they're talking about England. And it says, England is on the verge of shutting down the WEF's program of 15-minute city after almost all the cameras were destroyed and 50,000 people refused to pay the fines. Cameras cannot be protected if the police refuse to take action. The courts are not in a position to convict so many people. So apparently this group of people who destroyed the camera are called the Blade Runners, which is interesting because I watched this movie very recently. So this is an activist group that has neutralized 90% of the cameras installed under the zero emission scheme that penalizes vehicles that fail to meet standards. And it says here, the Blade Runners are absolute legends. And in the comments, they're saying maybe there's hope for humanity after all. So what is inspiring is that although it may not be like 100% success, like we can see many of those shutdown rebellions taking place, like the population actually taking action and saying, no, we're not going to accept anything. So can we ask the cards, is it true, first of all, that the population is rebelling against the 15-minute city program?
So we have passion. So I would say yes, because that is the energy of going for your values with a lot of
Conviction, passion.
Yeah, motivation. I was searching for motivation, but I had the word anxiety there. So my brain, Mercury retrograde. The fact that we have conversation, gossip, anxiety, this is because people are aware of the consequences that could happen if not. And it's a very divided topic, apparently. So not everybody is on board, but those who are awake are very passionate about this, and they are not going to let it happen. So we have the card of bound, so aware of the consequences. There may be legal consequences, even though that a person says no. We have the curse right here. So let's just see with the second row, and underneath the deck, as I'm picking up, we have anxiety again. So the people are considering, okay, there's maybe going to be some consequences versus the future that I really don't want. It's worth it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And the other question, well, I'll let you pull on that one, but also I'd like to know what's going to be the outcome of this? Like, is it going to, let's say, inspire other parts of the world to rebel against this digital ID / 15-minute city programs? And will we succeed? Will we liberate humanity?
Okay, well, with this one in particular, what we see is what we see is rebels right here. We can see that we have consequences with the tower, but look at the card that goes on top of it. We have the army. So army is possibly going to be used in this to reestablish order. And again, people that are choosing to go, they just don't care. They know there is consequences, but they rather try it than not try it. Is it going to inspire other countries to do the same? We have 10 of Cups and the Strength, 6 of Cups. I think that the puppeteer, I think the other countries are not there yet, and they're going to wait that it's more serious to really act and come together. I think there's a lot of people who are still unaware of what is truly going to happen.
Yeah, for sure. And people are like, hey, it's so cool. I can ask ChatGPT whatever I want. So they're not there yet. So I can see that. Okay. But still, like, would you say like we're on the path of raising awareness and choosing the right path? Or would you say like it really depends when it comes to like digital ID and that's that kind of bad Pluto in Aquarius path? Like, would you say we're on the right track or we have a good momentum?
Okay, let's see. They're strong at the moment, and they have a lot of support from the politician and everything. So it shows up as very, very established. But something is slowing them down in the future and forcing, something is slowing them down in the future and forcing the reevaluation. So I don't want to give false hope to people, but what I'm seeing is that if we stand together, it's not going to happen. Right now, what we have is that they're extremely committed to have it established very quickly. We can see the devil card right there, so that they're trying to gain control of everybody. And this is not just the criminals, it's everybody. We know it, but I'm still seeing it very quickly. So the fastest way possible. So there is something about the timing that if they slow down, they lose.
Is it because like of the astrology and like, let's say, especially with Saturn and Neptune in Aries, which is like the people taking back their power and building their own dreams and their own, let's say, foundations? Is it because they know that they have a very limited time in order to set the foundations for that?
It's because if they change people in power, they're not going to be able to do it. The people in place right now are on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I love that this is a clown instead of a president.
Yeah, we have the president. We do have the religious side of it. So people who are in power are on it. I'm not saying every single one, but I am saying that everybody that matters is on it at the moment. And we have the Ace of Wands when I'm saying this. It shows up that if it slowed down, so we saw the card about how quick, we had the fastest car, we had the car that was a racing car. And we see here the Hangman, which is a pause, right? It represents if we slow down, then we have a dissection of it. Then we really have to go in and reevaluate it. And that's the risk they don't want to cause. It's because they have to pay other people. They have to redo the whole thing again. So right now they have the support of the people. If that change, it can lead to them not being able to do it.
Like all the elements are set in place and all their past investments have led to that. So they're like, okay, let's not waste this opportunity.
Yeah.
Can we ask the cards, like, what will happen in regards to this plan, this 2030 agenda, when we have the Saturn-Neptune conjunction at 0 degree Aries, which will happen end of February of next year?
Okay.
Is it going to support this plan or rather, let's say, oppose it?
Which aspect?
So this is the Saturn-Neptune conjunction that we're going to have at 0 degree Aries, end of February. I'd like to know what's going to happen in regards to this plan. Is it going to be supportive or not supportive?
That's where it's going to play at. This is where we're going to have this crossroad, and this is where we're going to really have it to matter, because crossfire, that means that people against it are going to get into fight with the people who are on it. And this is where we're really, really, really going to see the media pushing the narrative super strongly, so that the side that is against it is not able to have a voice. So we need to stay extremely strong, and we need to keep our conviction, because there is going to be a lot of people that are going to try to push the narrative at that moment. Is it going to be supportive of the people on it or the people against it? Let me see.
And this is like a perfect alignment for like this push of propaganda, which is Neptune, and Saturn is the government, but also like on the higher frequency part of things, it's also like coming together, like wherever you are in the world, which is Neptune. It's like working as one and not falling for the illusion that we're all separate and we all have separate, let's say, and yes, we are from different countries and we have different religions and all that stuff. But like Neptune is like, don't fall for that illusion of separateness, because we're all like under this like one government type of agenda. So the illusion is real, but like the agenda behind it is affecting all humans.
Oh yeah, for sure. And the division is stronger than ever. And just in the US, the division is so strong. And this is something that we have to end, absolutely. So to answer your question, it's going to be supportive, I think, of the wrong side. just because it's the one that is going to really use that alignment the most, not because the universe wants that, just because that's where the money, the resources are going to be used. It's for the wrong side. Okay, so we have this, we have the desire, we have metamorphosis. I will explain. We do have the hangman, we have the men, we have good news, we have the magician, which is a liar, and we have the commitment. Those cards talks about how they're going to put every resources on that moment, and media and everything, and there's going to cause a lot of division, even more through other topics as well in that moment, everywhere in the world where it's needed, so that they're able to just do it without having the permission or the agreement from everybody. So it could be done just like the Epstein files were done after Charlie Kirk. It could be done while we're being distracted by something else. Don't let yourself be convinced of something else that your gut is not telling you, because this is big. There's going to be a lot of lies.
And what can we do, let's say, to manifest maybe the higher frequencies of that conjunction, and which is more regarding like higher vibration, unity, realizing your dreams? Like, what can you do? What can we do in a practical way to turn things around, or at least like not fall into this plan?
Not fall into it. See the strength, see the illusion.
See through the illusion.
Yeah. So every piece of information that is coming in, question it, debate it, challenge it. What do we know to be true? There is tons of experimentation, even online on videos. I don't know if you saw the one where the guy was talking about the red dot and the blue dot, and it says, you may think those are equal, but this one is smaller. So, and they ask, well, one of them is smaller, and you ask which one is smaller, and people raise their hand, and at the end they say, you see how media can put an idea, both are equal. So it's just challenge that information that you're getting on that day. Understand that there may be a lot of illusions. Understand that there may be things that are convincing that are coming out. Take the time. Don't make your mind. Just take the information, debate it.
I love that. And also, I think this is also the higher frequency of that Mercury retrograde we're in Sagittarius, which is allow yourself to be open to another perspective, changing your beliefs. And it's like Sagittarius is the bird's eye view. So it's when it's retrograde, when Mercury's retrograde in that sign, it allows us to really see things from a higher perspective and not fall so much into let's say the 3D reality of everything that is going on, and to see it from a bird's eye perspective, from a more spiritual perspective as well. So, yeah. And I think we need that reminder so much right now, because I know when we're looking at things, it might seem like we're in a very bad timeline, but we are not. It's just that they're trying to make it seem like it is. And if you're giving your energy, your attention to that, and you're falling for that, this is where your frequency lowers, and this is where we're manifesting from a lower point. So thank you for Sophie for reading the cards for us. Thank you everybody for joining us, for helping everybody raise our consciousness and also our awareness with everything that is going on, but also to keep a spiritual mindset and to understand that everything is happening because we're evolving into a new frequency, and some people need to be awakened, and also we need the past energies and the past structures to fall before we can build on the new land. Yeah. So thank you for being here. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you appreciated this content. And also we're going to be looking at your comments. So do make sure you tell us how what you're thinking about this whole thing. And of course, we love reading your comments. Thank you for being here. And we'll see you next week for the next 5D News on Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Bye, everyone. Have an amazing week.